Morning, guys. It's about 5 a.m. We got a little bit of flurries and sleet last night. It rained a lot last night. Just turned really cold this morning. It's right at freezing. It stayed good and warm here in the tent all night. It's about 80 most of the time. Right now it's I can't see it too well. Oh, it's a 75. I just stoked the fire again. I'm not gonna cook no fancy breakfast today. But I got water on. I'm gonna make some drip coffee, have some Pop-Tarts, and got these little fold-up oatmeals. But yeah, just some coffee here and some oatmeal. Before we get out there, I get out there. She's got to stay in here, and she don't like that too well. I got a little pack of vanilla yogurt to go with it too. But yeah, just a quick breakfast before I head back out there in the woods. We got in last night, a few hours before. I sat out there a while and didn't really see anything going on. We'll talk to you later on this afternoon. I made it back. I gotta get this fire stoked up. I sat there about 4.5 hours. Had to go to the bathroom. I keep a bottle up there for the bathroom or whatever, but some things you just can't do in a bottle. I always keep telling myself another half hour, another half hour, another hour. You know, you start getting, your fingers are stinging and toes are hurting. On the way out, I spooked one off. If I'd have sat there another half hour or an hour, it'd have came up by me for sure. But that's the way it goes, you know. It ain't the first time something like that's happened, but you know what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna get some hot coffee going here and work on some lunch. Maybe we'll have another opportunity to head up there this evening. I'm peeling up some potatoes. I'm gonna chunk them up and have buttered potatoes with I got a can of home canned pork shoulder. Got water on there in there heating up now, but you guys remember that knife Shane made me? That's pretty cool, ain't it? I thought I'd show you my new sled my mom got me. Early Christmas present, I guess. I don't know. But you know, I always have that blue one I've always used. I drag stuff down in here, down in the holler here, or drag it out. But I've been leaving it down here. I actually use it as I got a curtain on my door of the tent, and then I shove that sled in there and put a bungee cord around it. Makes a good door. And I use them to drag around firewood down here. You know, I got to go ways anymore or get any decent firewood. Actually, I got some ash trees down the way there I got to cut up and get split up for firewood. But this it's way deeper. It's not really longer, it's a little wider and deeper, and it seems a lot steadier coming in. It don't slide around. It will get ahead of you pretty quick though, which happened to me a couple times. Sometimes it's so steep you gotta either let the sled in front of you and hold back on it, or sometimes it'll turn around and you gotta let it down backwards. So which I can't haul a lot up going out. It's just too steep, too heavy, but it helps me getting down a lot. I can load up a little bit on my way out, like the water and stuff I don't take back out. A lot of times I bring down extra food and stuff and just stock it here, which I'll show you that someday. Al's always talking about your stores and stuff. I got tons of that stuff down here. I usually don't really even have to ever bring any kind of food down here or anything, but because I've already got so much, but I always do. And like the canned goods and stuff, I need to dig me a hole, make me a cellar to keep them from freezing. The only thing about that, you got to protect stuff from freezing, the water and everything. I haven't had a big problem with that yet, because I've only been out here this year, the previous year, and this year is just beginning. But I want to bring more canned goods down here because we can a lot of stuff, and protect it from freezing. You just have to put it in the ground, which one day we'll do that. We'll build a little cellar or something. But I was thinking on this thing, man, I can use that to collect water if I have to, I can run a tarp to it, which I always bring water. I've got water purifier down here and stuff, and actually sources that are a ways off. But shoot, this thing, I could actually probably use it for a wash tub or, a bathtub if I had to. I was kind of curious about, I wonder if it would even float me. We might try that someday. There is a pond up here. I don't want to get all wet now, but one of these days we might try that. But it's real handy to haul your stuff, like this time I brought down 3 packs and a bow. I got a pack of all my regular goods I always carry. I got an extra pack that I carry with like some of my dishes and stuff that I take back, because I wash them and stuff down here, but I take them back home and give them a good extra washing when I go home. And it's just I try to limit the water use down here, but I got 4 gallons in there now, which I've got 5-gallon cans and stuff. It's just easier for me to handle, 5 1-gallon jugs. I'll fill them up, keep reusing the jugs, and it's just easier to handle the 1-gallon jugs, and I just put them all in a pack. So I have a whole pack of water, and then I can separate out the jugs, and I'm not having to try to fool around with a 5-gallon, can or whatever. I'm gonna get on this lunch and get back with you. Kind of sore about jumping that deer off. It happens though. It's the way it goes sometimes. Alrighty. Well, the potatoes are nice and soft. It didn't take them no time. Get this pork warmed up. I don't know if I want to just do chunked up butter potatoes or mash them. I got a little bit of milk and some butter. I might just kind of mash them, make some lumpy potatoes. Sounds good to me too. Some of that good pork shoulder. Can't wait to hopefully get some deer meat though. I'm out on all of my deer meat. That's a good bit of pork there. I'm gonna go with smashing them somewhat, making just smashed potatoes with my pork. I don't think you can really go wrong with that. I don't have a fancy potato masher, but I got a fork. I think I've showed you guys these milks before. They just, them ones that sit on the shelf, they don't need refrigeration. They last forever too. They got months and months of shelf life. Would I keep at home really? What do you think? Looks like mashed potatoes to me. Check on that pork now. Well, I know most of you guys that's been with me know how hot it gets in that tin. It gets unbearable hot in there when you're in there cooking. Man, you just got to step out and eat. Usually, unless it's really cold out, but it's just right at, I don't know, about, shoot, lower. I got a thermometer right here. It's just right at 50, 49, 50, something like that, which ain't bad at all. Man, oh man. I'm gonna tell you something about this. If you like pork shoulder, oh my gosh, if you can it, it's like 100 times better. Same thing with deer meat. Deer meat is so good canned. That's the stuff there. Got another cup of coffee in there brewing too. I'm gonna get all filled up and warmed up and get my butt back up there in my little sitting spot. Maybe that deer will wander back. Gotta have that deer meat. My brother hunts, and typically he shares his deer with me, and he don't eat a lot of it. He eats, you know, some parts of it, and he's not even a beef eater, but I help him out with processing it. We do our own processing, butchering, and, you know, canning, freezing, whatever we do with it. But this year he's gonna make his into sausage and jerky. So that kind of leaves out my deal on the meat. Other than sausage and jerky, I'm sure you'll share some of that, but he better. At least let me get a taste. Oh man, that's some good stuff, guys. Nothing to it, just a potato and some canned pork. It is good. Now I actually got packs of instant potatoes in there, and that's even easier to make them instant potatoes, but them things I can leave in there for the next 20 years, and if I don't ever have a potato or something, but right now I got potatoes. Potatoes you can keep, I don't know, almost till next time around if you was growing them or whatever, but they would actually need protected from freezing and stuff too, you know. That's but them, you know, the instant potatoes, easy to just add water, heat up water and dump in there and stir them up. But man, this is good real potato. All right, enough of that. I'll eat and play with Ty a while. Take her a walk around down the lower area here and bring her back, put her in there, and I'm gonna go back out hunting a while. I wish I could take her out in a blind with me, but it just don't work out. I tried it with squirrel hunting. She'll sit there and be still with me, but she whines and whimpers and thinks something's wrong with me and wants me to get up and go and move on, but that just ain't gonna work if I'm deer hunting. If I shoot one or whatever, I'll come back and get her and have her help me go after it. She'd probably like that all right, I'm sure. Well, I made it back this time around. I had some excitement. Where to start? So, on my way in, I spooked up 3 does again. Well, there was only one the last time on the way out. But orange spice tea. I had, so I jumped 3 on my way in. I thought, darn it, man, you know, it kind of made me sick again. I sat down anyway, and wasn't half hour later, I heard a buck grunt a few times. I thought, daggone. And there, it was down the gully there from me. I just hung out, you know, just waiting around, and man, that thing's hot. So about another hour or so goes by, and I see a buck heading. He's down in the gully again, way too far, a couple 100 yards off. He was just strutting along, you know, just put his head down once in a while, kept going. He wasn't slowing down for nothing. So, well, you know, maybe he'll circle around or something. Oh, it went about another hour went by, and here come another buck down in there. I mean, down here where I'm at, there's a shelf where the tent is. That's where this is going on at, just back behind me here. And I went up the hill there, halfway between here and the top. I got a blind up there that I made. Well, there's another buck coming back across here, slow, super slow. I mean, pilfering around on the ground, sniffing. I don't know if he's eating. Just, I mean, I watched him for. You're bleeding, Ty. Did you go getting the stickers? I watched him for, oh man, 45 minutes. I mean, just he probably only moved 100 yards. And it just got to where, you know, my eyes would lose him. I kept losing him. Man, I sat there, and then hour and a half or so later, dead in front of me, I see a rack coming up this hill, going up the hill at me. Oh, I was like, oh my gosh, clicked my safety off. I actually turned my camera on and turned the scope on that bow has a red dot that you can, you know, you use for your sight. It don't transmit a laser, it's just a red dot scope. He's right in front of me, but there's a tree in front of me. It's only about that big around, but mostly to my left is a huge wide open shooting lane. And then I can only go so far to my right. And he comes up to my right. And I mean, this thing he's a big buck. If everybody knows me, all these guys, if you're watching and you hunt with me and you know me, I know a few of you do. You know I'm just out for the meat. I'm not really a head hunter, but I do have a lot of racks just from over the years. But anyway, this dude is bigger than that biggest one I ever got down there, or up at Zaleski. I got a huge one year, and it was a 13 point, I think, and he had a really wide, big rack. I don't know what this one was, how it was point wise or whatever. I was kind of like, just kind of, you know, focusing on getting a shot, but he stayed to my right, and I couldn't get my daggone bow far enough to the right, and he come right against my blind there, you know, not even 10 yards shot. I felt like sticking my finger out and poking him, you know. But he just meandered on. He wasn't spooked, didn't smell me, didn't look at me, just walked right along, taking his time. Went on up over the hill and up there to the top. But how I'm kind of set up is down below here is there's some scrapes and stuff. And then there's a trail in between halfway up. There's really no scrapes or rubs, so I figured doe are using it. And then at the top of the ridge, there's scrapes. So I'm kind of hunting in between the scrapes, and I am using doe and estrus, cover scent, or whatever you want to call it. attractant either way. But man, that was something else. So after that, I thought, well, maybe he's smelling that, and he'll kind of circle around or whatever and come back. And after that, I was kind of just daggone it, one of them things. And I waited another half hour or so, and it's right at dusk now, so I went ahead and came down, and that's how that went. So I got a good look at him, that's for sure. And I'm not necessarily after him, but if he comes back and I'm there another time, he'll be my meat. But we'll see what happens. I'm not going to be able to hunt another little stretch, but I only get so many times here and there. But our season runs all the way into January for bow, when there's like a couple weeks in here there'll be a week of shotgun and a few days of muzzleloader. But I don't fool with them. It's just I don't even like to go in the woods when people are shotgun hunting and muzzleloading. There's too many of them. It's too crazy. I may come and sit somewhere with a bow or something like that, but I'll be back hunting when I get a chance. I gotta get some meat. Like I say, we can it, and it is absolutely excellent when you can it, we pressure can it. I mean, it's good. I don't know if my brother's gone today or not. I haven't talked to him, so maybe he's had luck. Who knows? But I guess now I'm just gonna eat a little bit and have some tea here. Really probably ready to turn in. I didn't do nothing but sit around all day, but I'll tell you what, that wears you out. My back is killing me. My feet and stuff are stinging. It's hard to stay comfortable and stay still and sit that long. I got a big old dead tree where half of it broke off, so it left a seat there, and it's all pretty much punk wood, so I've smashed it down and made a pretty smooth seat. I get back against that tree, and I've built brush around it. I got a spot to dig my feet into where I'm a little bit on the hill. Yeah, I mean, it's as comfortable as I could get, but it's just a lot of sitting for a lot of hours. It's hard, but that time it kept me going, getting to see that stuff and something happening. Sometimes you go out and you might not see a thing, might not even see a squirrel, but them times are real hard. But that's how it is bow hunting. I only got my range is 30 yards, and then where I'm at, I might have to do some adjusting there. I don't know. It's hard to do too much without being seen. I might have to work on one more shooting lane to my right, or somehow getting to the right a little bit more. Man, it's just that much. Just I would have been done hunting, or at least I'd have had some meat. But that's how it goes. So I appreciate y'all guys stopping down camp with us, and hope you had fun. We'll see you next time.